Niggas in my grill tryna phase me.
Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Madam, and I'm coming back to you again. This is from Bossip and the Bossip staff, and today we're going to talk about Kimora Lee Simmons. Apparently, Kimora Lee Simmons calls Russell Simmons, claims she sold his Celsius shares to keep her hubby out of jail, harassment from a serial abuser. Okay? The article is done by thatsmybiz, and it says, until this year, Russell Simmons and Kimora Lee were always the model formerly married couple who remained friends, but that has changed since then. Last week, it was revealed that Russell Simmons has filed a lawsuit against his ex and her husband Tim Lesnar for allegedly transferring and using his shares of an energy drink company called Celsius. Simmons claims his shares are being used as collateral to pay a bond in connection with criminal charges filed against Lesnar. Okay? According to the court documents obtained by the Blast, Simmons claims Kimora, and her husband invested tens of millions of dollars in the Celsius energy drink company. The documents claim Kimora and Lesnar allegedly conspired with each other, aided and abetted each other, and together engaged in fraud by causing unlawful conversion and fraudulent transfer of Celsius energy drink. Wow. Okay. All right. Of the shares without Russell's consent or knowledge. Russell claims his new accountant discovered I guess he discovered the, transaction, or it was being transferred. Okay. In his interest in Celsius, and he believes that Kimora and her new husband transferred his shares to themselves. For those of you who don't remember the scandal, Lesnar pleaded guilty to criminal conspiracy to violate Forged Corrupt Practices Act and conspiracy to commit money laundering in November of 2018. At the time, he agreed to pay $44 million towards victim compensation in order to avoid jail time. In his claim, Simmons says Kimora and Lesnar knew full well that Lesnar would need tens of millions of dollars to avoid jail time, stay out on bail, and forfeit monies for victim compensation. Simmons claims they used their Celsius shares as collateral for Lesnar's bail, and he wants his shares returned. The documents also mentioned a letter Russell says he sent his ex-wife on May the 5th of 2021, pleading with her to do the right thing and avoid a lawsuit. In the letter he wrote he wanted to get the important family matter of Celsius shares to a close so that we could put it behind us and carry on as the loving united front we have always been. He continued, I am shocked and saddened to see how your side has behaved in response to my repeated attempts to get an agreement from the rightfully and legally reaffirmed my 50% of Celsius shares, which have been locked up with the government after being used for your husband's bail money. Russell is asking a judge for damages against Kimora and Lesnar and believes he should be awarded restitution for interest and equal value for the wrongfully obtained shares. Messy, messy, messy. Very messy, okay? And it says Kimora Lee Simmons, is now responding to the lawsuit, and she appears to be ready for a fight, to fight fire with fire, calling her ex-husband's claims is harassment, basically, from a serial abuser. Oof. Wow. According to the statement from Kimora's legal team obtained by the blast, Kimora is shocked by the allegations in the lawsuit and is even more upset by Russell's actions, claiming he will be held accountable for his serial abuse. In a statement, Kimora and her children are shocked by the harassment continuing from her ex-husband, Russell Simmons, who has decided to sue her for shares and dividends of Celsius stock in which Kimora and Tim Lesnar invested millions of dollars. This is an ill-advised attempt by Russell to use the legal system to access funds he is in no way entitled to, and which his own legal team that confirms Russell did not pay for, a representative for Kimora said. They continue. Russell's continued aggressive behavior not only blatantly distorts the facts, but it is simply a desperate PR ploy, ignoring the years of mental and emotional anguish, gaslighting, and ongoing harassment he has inflicted on Kimora. In the statement, Kimora's team claimed not only is the lawsuit frivolous, but in fact, Russell owes her millions of dollars in unpaid business loans. Russell will be held accountable for his serial abuse, and we will confront his baseless claims that is warranted Celsius stock's dividends, despite his self-admit zero contribution. Oof. Wow. Adding this extortion attempt is especially egregious given the fact Russell remains contractually in debt to Kimora for millions of dollars in unpaid business loans. Our team is actively working to put a firm end to his harassment, which continues despite Russell having fled the country. He will face his own reckoning in the U.S. court. It says Russell Simmons has been facing a reckoning of sorts for the last several years due to multiple women's claims of harassment, abuse, or assault, or him assaulting them. Now Kimora has been only supportive of her ex for decades, is literally at legal ends with a legal war with him right now. And man, this is messy. Ooh, what is going, like, at the end? I would just like to know, like, what is going on with these couples that's been together. First Dr. Dre and Nicole. Now, you got Russell Simmons and Kimora Lee. I don't know if she goes by Simmons anymore, so I'm gonna just be respectful and just say Kimora Lee. It's just like really weird, and then all of this stuff come out that we don't even know before. About abuse, and he was abusive, but all these years, Russell Simmons has been known as kind of like the Zen guy, praying in the garden. In the last couple of years or so, he has been facing some issues with women that have came out and said that he has done some things to them, which that story, you can't even hear about that anymore. It's been out the news for a while, and there's clearly hasn't been, to my knowledge, it hasn't been any updates on that. But more so, just the fact of how you gonna, if what Kimora Lee is saying is true, how you gonna try to muscle in on something that you ain't put in on, bro? That's like going and showing up, walking to the store and trying to get something from out the store, but you ain't put in on that though. You know, let me have a swig of your soda. You ain't put in nothing for this soda. I bought the soda because I want the soda, but you want to have some of the soda too. You know, I mean, it's really crazy, and I'm interested to see where this story goes. As always, I will keep you updated on anything that is happening in regards to any of the stories that I've done. If you have a weird, strange, and interesting story that you want to send along, you can always send that to my email, which will be posted in the description. And that's about it for this story, you guys. So, with that being said, I will talk to you guys later in another video.